Okay, so I actually filmed this in May 2025, almost a year ago. This is another bike I bought, and to be honest, it's been sat in my shed since I bought it. It's coming up on 3 years I've owned this, and I've still never ridden it. I just keep tinkering with it now and then. So yeah, there we have it. A Lifan 125 semi-auto. Wonder if she's got any oil in her. Oh jeez, that's... wow. I think Eddie Hall's done that up. See if I can film this one-handed. I'm just going to check for compression. Yep, there's definitely some compression there. Yeah, quite happy with that. Obviously I had the CG125 and it's similar probably compression, so that feels okay. Next thing I'm going to have to try and get a shifter. Just check it goes into gears. It's obviously in neutral at the moment. So let's whip the spark plug out. So it was advertised as doing less than 100 miles. So whether it's been in a road bike or pit bike, I'm not sure. Oh, NGK Iridium. Well, that's probably £8 worth of spark plug there. Very clean around the sprocket and quite clean in the cover for that. So that's good, I guess. Something I've seen on some other engines for sale or pictures of engines, if they've been heavily crashed or dropped, you can break the engine mounting galleries, but they look good. No cracks or any damage to them, so that's good. The other thing with these engines, underneath, this is where the foot pegs mount. So if they've been ragged around, jumping up and down on the pegs, you can actually strip those bolts out, but they all look pretty good. Exhaust's quite sooty. And there's a bit of mud between the cooling fins if it'll focus, but otherwise it looks a very clean engine, doesn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to see if I can get it running just sitting on the floor. I think that might be the thing to do. So I'm messing around cleaning this engine up, deciding where to go next. Well, so I guess now the only thing really for it is to swap them around. It's a slightly different shade of grey, but the Lifan engine, Lifan, whatever you want to call them, I'm just going to call them Lifans, engine casings look pretty similar to the grey on this Skyteam Dax, or Skyteam Skymax as they were from the factory, but most people call them the Skyteam Dax. So why do I want to swap it? I really wanted a Honda C90, the semi-auto. They're just silly money, so I got this Skyteam Dax for decent money. I probably could have found a Cub for the same kind of money, but this is essentially a brand new bike. It's a 2020 reg with 400 miles on it. So why on earth I'm taking a 400-mile engine out of a bike, I don't know, but, well, I do. I want a semi-auto, like a Cub. It also, the original engine is electric start, which are prone to fail, so it gets rid of that. This new engine is just a kickstart, so it weighs a bit less. Obviously it's semi-auto, so there's no clutch cable, clutch to worry about. Keeps your left hand free. It's literally rev and go. As soon as you get to the end of the first gear, you let off the revs a bit, you click the next gear, and you rev up again into second gear. So it is styled around the original Honda C90 engine. Apart from that, it's a 125 with a bigger valve head apparently. So yeah, and again, I've done the video on removing the EFI on this bike because it's 2020, and for emissions and nonsense, it's electronic fuel injection on a 125 budget bike. So that's gone in the bin. Well, it's not gone in the bin, it's gone on the shelf in favour of a carb. So that'll go on the new engine. Hopefully the exhaust will line up with this engine, and then it's just the electrics to figure out. Because to get rid of the EFI, I bought a kit that had slightly different electrics, so I could use the original engine's CDI and everything. No, it wasn't the original CDI. So it got rid of the CDI ECU to do with the EFI, and it then has a standalone CDI for non-injection. So I'm going to have to work that out, but these Lifans are in loads of bikes, so that's going to be hopefully dead easy to sort. Let's get on with it. As I understand, apart from clutch cable, throttle cable, fuel pipe's already off. What else we got? The ignition system, wiring, and then 2 bolts that should drop out. The only thing I'm just pondering about is where the foot brake sits. I might have to, we'll see. So yeah, there it is. I know the C90s, and some things you have to alter something to get it to fit. We'll see. What I can't decide though is, do I keep the Honda decals, stickers? I'm in two minds. Originally I wanted like a C90 or an original Honda Dax, so when I bought this I put the Honda stuff on it, and I'm starting to think now maybe I build it a bit more of a custom rather than a classic, because I also want to swap the swing arm for one a tiny bit longer. A few other bits like the wheels, these are cast aluminium wheels. I kind of like the split ones, but then again, if I'm going more of a custom, these will look better. We shall see. So this one actually is quite awkward to top up with oil because the exhaust's in the way. You can't get to the oil quite so easily. This one's a bit lower down and it's angled out, so that should be easier for oil changes. The other difference is, if I move the camera around slightly and go out a bit more, you see the actual barrels. The cooling fins on them are the opposite way around. This one I believe looks more like an old Honda C90. So what I've got is a wheel holder thing on the front, and then a strap around a rafter just to keep the bike from tipping over completely. Exhaust came off dead easy. Carb is obviously 2 bolts, the electrics are just clips, and the foot pegs are just 4 bolts. Next one's sprocket cover off and remove the chain. In fact, I could just take this split link out, that might be easier. Take the chain off. And the engine's out of the frame. I did have to take the sprocket cover off eventually, after all. There was an earth cable on this bolt you couldn't get to without taking it off. So yeah, fairly easy to remove. Well, there it is in the frame. Went in quite nicely, and the colour is not a bad match really. The next thing is going to be working out the electrics, because they're somewhat different. Now then, I've bought a £10 wiring kit that looks very Chinese. You get a nice spark plug box that's holographic. You get a CDI, some cables, coil, HT leading cap, and a switch. I'm not sure I'd trust this to go any form of distance. It's aimed at pit bikes, so if you break down you push it back. So I'm just going to use it to get the engine running, check it all works. Then I'll do something proper about the wiring. Well, I've got a spark at least, if you watch between the plug and the engine casing. Hopefully you can see that. Idiot. Just about to fire it up and I realise I've not got the exhaust on it. I probably ought to put that on first. Let's try again. Got the exhaust on now. Fuel's been on for a few minutes. The float bowl should be full. So no reason why it shouldn't fire up. Sorted. It's still running extremely lean, so take the choke off and it really doesn't want to go anything past idle. Got some jets on the way to cure that, but I'm chuffed with that. It runs. I'm going to need to get another gear shifter because this one, where are we? It doesn't fit basically. It's different engine casing on this one, this part of this engine, so another one of them. Rejet it and then re-cable it, stick a better loom than that in it. Definitely if you're going any more than round the block anyway, that's for sure. Don't want to end up stuck.